The photo album sat open on my kitchen table, 42 years of memories spread across its pages. Robert and me on our wedding day, young and full of dreams. Our first apartment, barely big enough for two people but perfect for us. Family vacations, birthdays, anniversaries, a lifetime of love captured in fading photographs. Seriously, Helen? You're doing this again? My daughter-in-law Cassandra stood in the doorway, her designer handbag clutched in one manicured hand, her expression a mixture of disgust and impatience. I'm just organizing some photos, I said quietly, not looking up from a picture of Robert teaching our son Michael to ride a bike. I thought I might make a scrapbook. Cassandra walked into the kitchen with the confidence of someone who'd never been told no. At 31, she was used to getting her way through a combination of beauty, manipulation, and sheer persistence. It had worked on Michael, and she clearly expected it to work on everyone else. This obsession with dead people is unhealthy, she announced, picking up one of the photos. Robert's been gone for 3 years, Helen. 3 years. It's time to move on. I have moved on, I said, reaching for the photo she was holding. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It does when it interferes with the living. Cassandra held the photo out of my reach. Michael and I want to start a family, but how can we do that when you're constantly wallowing in the past? We need you to be present for your future grandchildren, not lost in memories. I stood up slowly, my arthritis protesting the sudden movement. Give me the photo, Cassandra. Why? So you can stare at it for another hour while real life passes you by. Without warning, she tore the picture in half. There. Now you can focus on what actually matters. I stared at the torn pieces in her hands, Robert's face separated from mine, our first anniversary dinner destroyed with casual cruelty. You had no right to do that. I had every right. Michael asked me to help get you out of this depression, and that's what I'm doing. She picked up another photo, this one from our 25th wedding anniversary. These pictures are keeping you trapped. You need to let go. Don't you dare. But she was already tearing it apart, then reaching for another. Move on already, Helen. Robert is dead. He's not coming back. I watched in horror as she systematically destroyed photo after photo. Our wedding day, our vacations, our quiet moments at home, 42 years of memories shredded and scattered across my kitchen floor. Stop it. I finally found my voice, but Cassandra was in full destructive mode now. This is for your own good, she said, grabbing handfuls of photos and tearing them apart. You need to stop living in the past and start thinking about your future. Our future. The sound of the front door opening interrupted her rampage. Michael walked in, loosening his tie after a long day at his law firm. What's going on in here? He asked, taking in the scene, his wife standing over scattered photo fragments, his mother kneeling on the floor trying to gather the pieces. I'm helping your mother face reality, Cassandra said without a trace of shame. She was having another one of her photo sessions, reliving the past instead of engaging with the present. Michael looked at the destroyed pictures, then at me. I waited for him to defend me, to show some anger at what his wife had done to our family memories. Instead, he sighed with exhaustion. Mom, maybe Cassandra's right. This obsession with Dad's photos isn't healthy. Obsession? I repeated, still holding torn pieces of our wedding picture. You spend hours looking through those albums. It's been 3 years since Dad died. Maybe it is time to stop living in the past. I looked at my son, the boy I'd raised, the man I'd been so proud of, and saw a stranger. These aren't just photos, Michael. They are our family history. Your history. They're pictures of dead people, Cassandra interjected. And they're preventing you from being emotionally available for your living family. My living family just destroyed irreplaceable memories of my husband. Our husband and father, Michael corrected. And maybe losing them will help you focus on what's actually important now. I gathered as many photo pieces as I could, my hands shaking with anger and grief. I need you both to leave. Mom. Get out of my house. Now. After they left, I spread the torn photographs across my dining room table, trying to piece together what could be salvaged. Some were completely destroyed, but others might be repairable with careful tape and patience. As I worked, I thought about Cassandra's words. She'd mentioned starting a family, needing me to be present for future grandchildren. She talked about Michael's future, their future, as if I were some obstacle to be managed. What she didn't understand was that my obsession with photos had nothing to do with living in the past. I'd been scanning and organizing them to create a digital archive for my grandchildren, the ones she wanted to have. I'd wanted them to know their grandfather, to see the love story that had created their father. But Cassandra saw only an inconvenience, a woman who needed to be managed and controlled. I reached for my phone and dialed a familiar number. Jennifer? It's Helen Morrison. I need to make some changes to the family trust. Jennifer Walsh had been our family attorney for 15 years, handling everything from wills to business contracts. She'd helped Robert and me set up the trust that would provide for Michael's future family. What kind of changes are you thinking about? I want to dissolve the trust completely. Transfer all assets back to my personal accounts. There was a pause. Helen, that's a substantial trust. Nearly $2 million. Are you sure about this? I'm absolutely sure. The Whitmore Family Trust had been Robert's idea. He'd wanted to ensure that our future grandchildren would have educational opportunities, that Michael and his wife could buy a home without financial stress, that the family would be secure for generations. We'd funded it with the proceeds from Robert's life insurance policy, plus additional contributions over the years. Michael knew about the trust. We'd told him when he got engaged to Cassandra, wanting them to know they'd have financial security when they started their family. What Michael didn't know was that the trust could be dissolved at any time by the surviving trustee. Me. This will take a few days to process, Jennifer explained. I'll need to file the dissolution paperwork and transfer the assets. Should I send notification to Michael? Oh yes. Please send him all the paperwork. I want him to understand exactly what's happening. Helen, may I ask what prompted this decision? I looked at the scattered photo pieces on my table. My daughter-in-law thinks I lived too much in the past. I'm helping her focus on the present. 3 days later, Michael called in a panic. Mom, what did you do? Jennifer sent me papers saying you dissolved the trust. There has to be some mistake. No mistake. I dissolved the Whitmore Family Trust as of yesterday. But that money was for our children. For our future. Was it? Because when your wife destroyed my photos of your father, you told me to stop living in the past. I decided to take your advice. That's completely different. Those were just pictures. Those pictures were your father's legacy. His memory. The love story that created you. But apparently they were just obstacles to your future happiness. I could hear Cassandra in the background, her voice rising to a shriek as Michael explained what had happened. Mom, please. Cassandra made a mistake. She was trying to help you move forward. She was trying to erase your father from my life. And you supported her. We can fix this. I'll buy you new photo albums, help you organize whatever pictures you have left. Michael, you can't fix this. Some things, once destroyed, can't be repaired. Cassandra grabbed the phone. Helen, you're being completely unreasonable. Those were just photographs. You're destroying our future over paper. I'm not destroying anything, Cassandra. I'm simply choosing how to spend my own money. That money was promised to us. Nothing was promised. The trust was a gift that could be revoked at any time. I'm revoking it. You can't do this. We were counting on that money. Were you? Because yesterday you told me I needed to stop living in the past and focus on the present. So let's focus on the present. Right now, today, you have no trust fund. No guaranteed financial future. Just whatever you can build with your own hands. The calls continued for weeks. First angry, then pleading, finally desperate. They'd apparently made financial commitments based on the trust money, a house down payment, expensive wedding plans, probably other debts I didn't know about. Michael tried every approach he could think of. He offered to pay for photo restoration, to help me organize new albums, to spend more time with me. Cassandra even offered to move in and take care of me, claiming she'd realized how important family memories were. But the damage was done. They'd shown me exactly how they viewed my grief, my memories, my connection to Robert. I was an obstacle to be managed, a problem to be solved, an inconvenience to be endured until I became useful again. A month after dissolving the trust, I received a package in the mail. Inside were printouts of photos, dozens of them, that someone had found on social media, family websites, and old newspaper archives. Michael had hired a service to find and restore any image of Robert they could locate. The accompanying note was in his handwriting. "Mom, I know I can't replace what Cassandra destroyed, but I want you to know that Dad's memory matters to me too. I'm sorry I didn't defend you. I'm sorry I chose her convenience over your feelings. I hope someday you can forgive me." I looked through the restored photos, many of which I'd forgotten existed. Robert at Michael's graduation, proudly wearing his Father of the Graduate pin. Robert teaching Michael to drive, both of them laughing at some shade joke. Robert holding baby Michael for the first time, tears in his eyes as he realized he was a father. These weren't pictures of the past. They were pictures of love, of family, of the foundation that had shaped Michael into the man he'd become before Cassandra convinced him to abandon his values. I called Michael that evening. "I got your package. Do any of them help?" The service said they could enhance them, make prints. "They help. Thank you. Mom, about the trust. I know you're angry, and you have every right to be. But Cassandra and we're in real financial trouble now. We'd made commitments." "Michael, stop. I'm not giving you back that money. I understand. I just thought. I'm not giving it back because I don't have it anymore." Silence. "What do you mean?" "I mean I donated it. All of it. To the Alzheimer's Association, the American Cancer Society, and the local Historical Society. Organizations that understand the importance of memory, of preserving the past, of honoring people who are no longer with us." More silence. "You gave away $2 million. I invested it. In causes that value what Cassandra tried to destroy." Mom. "Michael, your father and I saved that money because we believed in family. We believed that love and respect would be passed down through generations. But you chose someone who thinks my grief is an inconvenience and my memories are obstacles. What am I supposed to do now? What people have always done. Work hard, live within your means, and build something with your own efforts. The same thing your father and I did." Michael's marriage to Cassandra lasted another 8 months. Apparently, when the financial pressure mounted and there was no family money to fall back on, their relationship couldn't survive the stress. She filed for divorce, claiming he'd misrepresented his financial prospects. He's doing better now, working longer hours, living in a smaller apartment, but building something real instead of waiting for an inheritance. We have dinner once a month, and he always brings flowers. Usually white roses, which were Robert's favorites. We don't talk about the photos Cassandra destroyed, but Michael keeps some of the restored pictures on his desk at work. He started asking questions about his father, wanting to know stories I haven't shared in years. As for me, I've learned that some things are worth protecting at any cost. Love isn't just about the present, it's about honoring the past and preserving it for the future. Robert's memory deserves better than to be dismissed as an obstacle to someone else's convenience. The photos Cassandra destroyed are gone forever, but the love they represented lives on. Some things, once destroyed, can't be repaired. But some things are stronger than destruction, deeper than cruelty, and more lasting than the people who try to diminish them. Sometimes protecting what matters most requires making difficult choices. I chose my husband's memory over my son's financial comfort. I chose my own dignity over their convenience. I'd make the same choice again.